Hi, Dillian. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. It's tricks.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Dillian. Dillian, just talking to Povetkin there, and again, he was talking about the coronavirus difficulties that he's had in this camp. I know you've had some thoughts on that in the past, but just wondering, if it is the case that he had coronavirus, what kind of advantage do you think that presents you with?
I don't think it's no advantage. He's a professional. He's a world champion, Olympic gold medalist, and he's got money. He doesn't need to fight. If he's not fit and he's not well, then he wouldn't be taking the fight. But it's a good excuse for him to say, "Oh, coronavirus." I gave him enough time for him to recover. When he said he had COVID, I said, "Okay, no worries. I want to fight the best Povetkin I can fight, so have the time to recover." They're the one that planned the fight for this date. They wanted to fight on the 6th of March. They agreed to the date. I said to them, "Make the date whenever you're ready," and they agreed to that date. So clearly, he knew he was ready, and his team wouldn't put him at risk. This is his team that been with him his whole career, so they would not put him at risk if they thought he wasn't ready. So that's not my problem.
You think it's basically a excuse, just sort of in readiness if he loses, basically?
Exactly.
Okay, thanks, Rief. Next, if we go to David from the Daily Mirror, please.
Hi, Dillian. You okay?
I'm good, mate. It's tricks.
Grand. Dillian, when you lose the way that you did in that last fight, is there any worry about any psychological damage to yourself, or is that one of those things that you can immediately, put it to bed?
Listen, man, what I've been through in life, a knockout in a sport where I'm changing my life and making a future for me and my family, is nothing, man. It's nothing. I've got over many things in life, man. Many serious things. I've had assassination attempts on my life and things, and I've been through a lot of things and suffering since as a child. So for me, this is nothing. It's one night. I had an off night, and I had 2 losses in 29 fights. Like, for me, I shouldn't even be a top where I am, because I've not no amateur grounding, no background, no top promoters behind me for a long time. I've come up swimming against the waves. So for me, this is nothing, man. It's nothing. It's just we readjust and we go again and just get the revenge.
Dillian, presuming you win on Saturday, where do you think you'll be in the overall picture of getting that world title shot?
I should be right back. I was number 3 heavyweight in the world. I should get the title shot this time. So let's see.
Great. Thanks, Dillian. Good luck.
Cheers.
Okay, if we go to Ron Lewis next, please.
Dillian, hiya, mate.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm very well. You look very well.
Thank you.
You went straight back into camp after, virtually straight after August. How long have you actually had off to the fight? Because obviously you were originally planning for November. How long have you actually had off? And has that worked well? Because you changed your team before the last fight. Has it worked well being all together for such a long period of time this time?
I was ready to go in November. Obviously, I'm not one of those guys that need time to process stuff mentally and worry about it and spend 2 weeks just thinking about the defeat and another 2 weeks getting psychologically ready. And no, I don't care, man. I'm just like, okay, we dust up. I lost, we regroup, we go straight back in again. That's my mindset. That's what my mindset has been, because I've always been a warrior. Since I was a child, I was forced to be a warrior from an early age. I was forced to struggle from an early age. I was forced to suffer from an early age. I was forced to survive from an early age. So that's all I know to do, unfortunately.
But have you actually had a break? Because obviously it didn't happen in November. And did you actually give yourself some weeks off?
Yeah, no, obviously, you don't get stopped and go straight back into training. You have to rest. I got medical team around me. They told me what to do, and I listened. And they made sure the gym was closed, so I couldn't get in the gym anyway. So all the guys, they all went home. So no one was here for a couple of weeks. So I had to chill. I never had anything better to do. I was bored out of my mind, but I just had to chill.
Excellent. Cheers, Dillian. Good luck Saturday, mate.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. If we go to Jonathan Nagyoff next, please.
Hi, Dillian. Hope you're well.
How you doing, mate?
I'm good, thanks. Going back to sort of the training setup, you've added Harold the Shadow Knight. He's worked with Lennox Lewis. What's he added to your camp? Has he given you any good advice?
Yeah, that's a bit of experience of it. He's been around the best ever British heavyweight of all time his whole career. So that's just experience and a bit of wisdom. You know, obviously, him and Zav work well, and I think they both complement each other and they both build each other's confidence, because a lot when Zav come up with a plan or whatever, then they work it out, then it strengthens Zav's background and everything as well, because okay, this guy was Emmanuel Steward's was alongside Emmanuel Steward and with Lennox, and he agrees with what I'm saying. So it's just about reinforcing and building confidence and just securing just that second, having that person who's been in at the high level in the highest fight, just like, okay, what you guys are doing is good, or this is, you know what I'm saying?
Obviously, you've worked with Lennox Lewis, and when Lennox Lewis lost to Hasim Rahman, he said that when he came out of the ring, he knew exactly the mistake he made. Do you feel like you're in a similar position, and do you take inspiration from seeing guys who've risked everything like you have?
Yeah, you know, listen, man, I'm a different kind of guy than most of these guys. I just get on with it, man. I just don't care or worry about what he does. I just get on with it, man. And you know, we're seeing guys come up from defeat, good guys coming from defeat, and it's just like it's nothing. It's all about your mindset, man. I know you as a person, and so for me, Saturday you guys will see.
Appreciate it, Dillian. Best of luck.
Thanks, Jonathan. If we go to Georgi Radionov from Ren TV.
Dillian, hi, it's nice to meet you. Georgi from Ren TV, Russia. How are you?
How are you, my friend? You okay?
Thank you. Yeah. So, could you make your own ranking of the most dangerous punchers in heavyweights? Which place would you give for yourself and for Povetkin?
It's kind of hard, man. I don't think, like, for me, I'm just a normal guy. I don't think, I'm a massive puncher or a great. It's kind of hard. I let the fans and the people decide that. But Povetkin's a big puncher. He's up there. You know what I mean? He's knocked a lot of people out. You know, he's a big puncher. But, you know, obviously, in every division, you'd have to say punch power. You'd have to say Wilder's probably at number one. Then you say Joshua's at number two, and the rest, I don't know.
So, but do you think that Povetkin's really a dangerous puncher?
Yeah, of course. See, that's what I said earlier. I said he's a very dangerous puncher. I just look at his record and look, he's knocked out most people he's fought. Of course, he's a dangerous puncher. I'm not easily knocked out, and obviously I got knocked out by him, so of course he's a dangerous puncher.
So last year you gave your estimate to Francis Ngannou, yeah? So how would be ended the fight between Povetkin versus Francis according to boxing rules? How do you think?
I don't know. Francis is an MMA fighter and Povetkin's a boxer. I don't know. It's hard to judge because if you put Povetkin against Francis in MMA, the power is different. You put Francis in against boxing, it's different because boxing, it's very hard to judge the power because MMA, the gloves are 4 ounces, boxing, the gloves are 10 ounces. So very difficult. Francis is a big knockout guy and Povetkin's a big knockout guy. It's hard to say who is the bigger puncher, if you know what I mean. It's very difficult to say, okay, this guy, it's very difficult unless they fight boxing rules and they fight MMA rules, and we'll know.
Would you like to come to UFC?
Pardon?
Would you like to come to UFC?
Would you like to? Yeah, of course. I've already said I fought MMA before, so for me it's nothing. I'm one of the only boxers that fought MMA before. So listen, I'm a warrior. I'll fight any style there is, man. If I get paid in this league, I'll fight whatever style you want. If you want to fight in a field or whatever, as long as I don't get in trouble.
Dylan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ames, did you want to jump in next with your 2 questions, please?
Yeah, Ames here for Boxing DG. Pleasure to meet you, Dillian. How are you?
I'm good, my friend. Thank you.
Good. Should you win at the weekend, Dillian, what is the situation with the title shot you were looking for? Do you expect to have to wait, or would you expect the WBC to acknowledge from what your perspective at the time was, at the time that you had before, to wait for that title?
They better fucking acknowledge I've waited long enough, you know, and the manager situation is still going on. Povetkin is in contract. It's not like I've lost someone and no, it's still a contract. So the manager's position is just on hold at the minute. So the winner of this fight should just be managed and should be in line for the title fight next. Hopefully they have to wait 1,000 days again, or whatever it was.
There has been some talk online about no VADA testing. Eddie has come out and said there is testing and it's been in place. Can you confirm that it is? And we'll be seeing two athletes who are...
There's VADA testing. I had like 2 VADA tests just a couple of days ago. There's been VADA testing even through the whole of COVID and coronavirus. There's been VADA testing. Anyway, for me anyway, I've been tested anyway. I don't know. Obviously, Portugal is easy to get to for VADA, and Portugal has been opened to travel, so it's been easy. It's been easy, you know. I don't know what the Russian registration are or whatever, so I don't know.
All the best for the weekend, Dillian. Thank you so much.
Respect.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ames. If we go to Paula in Gibraltar, please.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dillian.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you, good. You talk about interviews being very relaxed before your fights, always smiling in the change room before you get in there. You've had a couple of days in Gibraltar now, sunny Gibraltar. Has the environment here kind of suited the way you approach fights?
Yeah, it's been great because I've been in Portugal training, so it's just like similar. It's just 1 hour time difference. The food is similar. The people's kind of similar, but also the great thing about Gibraltar is that being in England, if you know what I mean, it's like the lifestyle, the food, you know what I mean? It's been great. It's been great, man. I couldn't have asked a better setup, and the travel restriction ain't been too much, but they've been safe. You know what I mean? You have to come through the border, and the Gibraltar border is very strict. You understand? You have to have your COVID test result within, I think, 48 hours or something. You know what I mean? It's been great, man. And the people's been good. Minister's been good. Everybody's been good. The support's been good here. So it's been great. Hopefully we can do more fights here after this one.
And lastly, has it been a question of making some minor adjustments to your training, or have you changed your approach completely for this rematch?
You know, at this stage, it's all about minor adjustment because everybody knows what to jab, everybody knows to throw right hand and uppercut. It's just about minor adjustment, working and timing, where your foot is, getting it. It's just about minor adjustments, man. That's all it is. So they've been it's in the main thing, just minor adjusting things and the concentration and other things, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's all good.
Thank you, Dillian. Best of luck on Saturday.
Cheers.
Okay, we'll go to Carmen from Gibraltar Magazine next, please.
Hi, I hope you're doing well. So obviously with this fight, there's been like a lot of setbacks and delays. How have you kind of kept motivated to keep, you know, preparing for the fight despite the delays? Has it been frustrating, or have you just kind of got on with it?
It's been frustrating, but the thought of victory and revenge and avenging my loss, because I'm a person, I don't like losing. For me, it's all about winning, man. You know, whatever I do, it's all about winning. So for me, that's been my motivation, just winning. Revenge.
Yeah. And also, you know, you talk a lot about you don't get too nervous and stuff like that, but, you know, right before going in the ring, do you have any nerves? And if so, how do you kind of, you know, relax those and keep calm and collected before going in the ring?
There's always a bit of nerves, you know what I mean? Everybody have a bit of nerves, you know, but I'm just very relaxed, you know. It's a different situation, but I've been through a lot of things in my life, man. So this is a sport. There's rules. You win, you lose, you get knocked out, you get disqualified or whatever. You know, there's medical assistant at the ringside that you get looked after, the best medical care. There's a lot of safety rules and procedures and stuff like that. You get health checks, you get blood tests and all that. So you're getting in the ring very healthy, and the staff and everything's there. You're going to get looked after. My lifestyle, I'm upbringing and stuff I've been through, you know, this is nothing compared to some of that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, being people trying to kill you and stab you and shooting and stuff. You know, like for me, this is nothing. It's like things I've been through in life. It's like, it's a lot of pressure. It's stress. It's performing in front of people, but you know what I mean? It's nothing compared to the things that I've been through in life and the things I've had to go through. So, you know.
Perfect. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, Joe Lee from SecondsOut next, please.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, mate. How's tricks?
Good. So, first of all, I want to ask you about the interim belt and being mandatory, because as you know, you were previously mandatory for over 1,000 days. Do you feel as if the interim belt actually adds anything for the division, because you didn't even get your shot? And if you were decided to win on Saturday night, you still might have to wait for AJ and Fury to fight twice.
The interim belt is a good thing because it's just like a WBA regular world title. It's the same. It's the equivalent of the same title David A won at heavyweight. You understand? It's the equivalent of the Same title Klitschko had before they moved up to super heavyweight. So it is, I think it's a good title, and it's a belt that gives you, it's a trinket that gives you, you hold your place in the rankings. Obviously, we all know boxing's a strange sport, man. You know, you can be mandatory, you can be number one, you can do whatever, pay all the sanction fees, and still don't get your title shot. Because if you're dangerous, and guys will avoid you. You understand? Because I'm the kind of guy that can throw a spanner in the work for these big fights not to happen, because I can knock someone out. You understand? So it's difficult, man, but it is what it is. But the belt, I think the belt is a good thing, because, you know, it's still a world title. You know, it doesn't say, it says world champion it doesn't say interim world title. Sometimes it's world title. So, but it is what it is.
And do you think that'll help you make a case to fight the winner of AJ versus Fury? Because obviously Usyk and Joyce, the winner of that, potentially would fight them as well. Do you think you should go ahead of them with that interim belt?
Yeah, no, of course, because if you take into consideration how long I've been mandatory, long I've been number one, how many top guys have fought, you know what I mean? Then why should them guys get shot before me? You know, who was Usyk for? Derek Chisora and Chaz Weatherspoon. I know he's gonna fight Joe Joyce. You know, like, I've been fighting top heavyweights for years.
That's yeah, interesting. Okay, thank you very much. Good luck as well.
Respect.
Thanks, Joe. If we go to Fuad from Viper Sport next, please.
Hi, Dylan. How are you?
How are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. So first question, it's a little bit about the first fight. He seemed like every time you closed the distance on him, you know, he had to throw, and that's when you counted and did drop him. But when you gave him the space, he looked a lot more comfortable. And that's how the knockout did come from what I watched. Are we expecting a more aggressive Dillian Whyte, and are you going to try to be on top of him throughout the early rounds?
Well, you have to wait till Saturday and see, man. You know, I'm not going to say this and say that, because we're about to fight, and there's a lot of people that's watching what I'm doing, what I'm saying, and what is I'm saying. You know, we're about to go to war, man. You know.
Yeah, fair enough. I understand your point. And secondly, I know the guys have been talking about your whatever happens next with the WBC and whatnot. AJ Fury look like they're going to be tied up, and a lot of the other heavyweights. One heavyweight who's still about is Deontay Wilder, and you've obviously chased him for a very long time. Does that make sense to make next if every other fight is tangled up?
Listen, if the fans want to see it and it makes sense, then I'm all about that, man. You know, I'm all about that. You know, I've never been one. Listen, almost time I've tried to fight Deontay Wilder. How many times? You know,
it's just a different situation now, because obviously he's coming off a loss as well. He has to regain his status.
This is the only way these guys. This is the only way these guys want to fight me. Parker, the same. Parker promised to fight me as a world champion, didn't fight me. Fury promised to fight me as a world champion, didn't fight me. Wilder's meant to fight me as a champion, didn't fight me. But when those guys lose, they all try to fight me and they all want to fight me. That's just, this is what it is, man.
One of the most avoided men in boxing, I'd say. But anyway, thank you for your time, and all the best on Saturday.
Respect.
Okay, we've got time for a couple more before we let Dillian get off. Brett Redmond next, please.
Hi, Dillian. Brett here from Bad Intentions Boxing. Thanks very much for having me on, and I echo the comments earlier. You look extremely healthy and in pristine condition, so I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've seen previous comments that have come out, obviously, after the last fight, and I think you were very vocal in for the fact that you echoed that you made this mistake had happened. That, again, was then referenced by your former coach, Mark Tibbs, who came out and said, actually, I wouldn't have let Dillian get as close as what he did to Alexander Povetkin. Was that very much the finish reflective of a man that was in a position of transitional phase?
No, listen. See, boxing, a lot of people talk shit. I wouldn't have do this. I don't know why Mark's saying this is a fight. Mark don't let me get close or whatever. I'm fighting. It's a fight. It's not that your coach don't let you get close. It's a fight. You're fighting a good fight, a strong operator, a world-class guy. So it's not just me alone. I can't just decide everything in the ring. It's like, I'm saying, we're about to trade off. When you look at when I got knocked out, I was about to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? I went round the side, he came in the middle. It's just a split second to make a judgment. If his punch never land, my punch knocked him out. If you watch the fight, you see we're both on par to land. I'm about to land my right hand, left hook. He threw the right hand and missed, but then he came out in the middle. So it's just boxing, it's heavyweight boxing. It's like a game of of dice. When you roll dice, you don't know what number is going to land on. So people just need to stop talking shit. But see, boxing, when you do good, it's like, yeah, oh my God, he was so great. When you do bad, the royal and his dog come out to say some shit. It's just what it is, bro.
Okay, no, I appreciate that. My last question is, it was just referenced previously in terms of Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz. Are you at a stage, I suppose, in your career now where it's about legacy or it's actually about business success?
I just want to fight, man. I just want to fight. That's always been my thing, is to fight the best, put your mental up against the best, and see how good you are. See how far you can go. That's always been my life goals, and that's what I've been in boxing to do. You know what I'm saying? Fight the best and see how it goes. You know, people can laugh at me. Oh, you got stopped. You got this. Who cares? I'm doing something. I'm not in my mother's house sitting on a front living room couch and sleeping there and going to my mother's house at 32, scrummaging from the fridge. No, I'm trying to do something and chase goals in life and make stuff happen. But a lot of these people that talk crap, that's what they're doing. They're just bums in their mother's house at whatever age they are.
Dillian, listen, I extremely appreciate that, and I wish you every bit of success for Saturday. Thank you very much,
God
mate.
bless you. God bless you.
Okay, we've got time for one final question. Jim, just got time for one before we let Dillian get off to his fight week obligations. If you want to take over.
Yeah, I suppose, Dylan, my question for you, an awful lot's been mentioned about potential fighters. We saw Otto Walden beat David Benitez recently. Is Otto a potential really good fight for yourself as well, Otto Walden?
Yeah, he just beat Dominic Brazil. He just beat Dominic Brazil. Yeah, it is a good fight. It's a fight that I called for before. I called for Otto Walden the minute he beat Tyson Fury. We was trying to fight him when I fought Povetkin. Listen, I'm just up for fighting with him, man. As long as it makes sense and it gets the fans' juices flowing and whatever, then I'm up for fighting anybody, man. You know, I've never been like, ask the guys at Matchroom. I don't pick my fights. Eddie comes to me and go, oh, there is 3 names. Who do you want? And I usually just take the best name on the thing. Sometimes we don't get it. We go down the list. That's it. It never been, oh, this is the plan. We're gonna fight. No, Eddie just goes, yeah, well, here's some names. And I say, all right, whatever.
Best of luck, Dylan, at the weekend.
Cheers, my friend. God bless you.
Okay, Dillian, really appreciate your time. We've got Fabio Wardley joining us.